Oi, Mom. I want to play a video game.
Well, what do you want, Sonny?
Well, nothing as good as coming out.
Oh, you're wrong, and let me tell you why.
I'm Elmo.
And I'm Felipe.
And we're going to tell you what is going on in the video game world in the second half of 2021 and why you should be excited for what is going to be available to play towards the end and second half of this divisive year. Divisive because 2020 still has had some effects on all of us.
Yeah.
And Felipe, you were previously, I feel like, kind of ragging on there being nothing good coming out the rest of the year. Is that a correct statement?
I don't recall saying that.
You sure were not impressed by E3?
Oh, no. Yeah, E3 wasn't... Xbox won E3. But that's not saying...
Who did they fight?
They fought Nintendo.
Okay.
And I could care less about it.
All right.
A chunk of their stuff that they announced. But whatever. I mean, I have a decent list of things that I'm excited for that would hopefully release this year. But I feel like next year is going to be where it gets real good.
That's what you think. Then
That's
more is going to get delayed again.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Harry Potter Hogwarts delayed to 2023 is the news article I'm excited
No,
for
to
you to
2023?
see. Yeah, that's it. That's the article I'm excited to see you react to. We'll do a live video for that one.
Well, this is pretty live.
No, I'll do like the Smash video.
What?
Like the Smash reaction.
Oh,
I want your reaction to Hogwarts delayed to 2023.
Man, okay.
So I've ruined that year for you. Luckily, though, 2021 is a year with some good hits that I'm excited for. Okay. And I want you to be a little more excited for even what we saw at E3.
Okay, sure. Convince me.
I will. And I will win.
So you're kind of building like a survival guide?
Yeah, you would say this is a survival guide. Oi, Mom, how am I to survive in this tumultuous time? Well, let me tell you what, Sonny. Well, I'm the dad now.
We just lost like 7
That's how
British
we started
viewers.
at the beginning. We have none, actually.
Okay.
There's one in Texas, though. So, hey, howdy.
Okay. The Lone Star State.
So, Felipe.
Yes.
When you think about the games of 2021 for the second half,
yes.
What are you most excited for?
It's actually a smaller title.
Are a lot of yours smaller titles?
Well, no. I'm a person that really likes the AAA releases, the ones that have the best visuals,
Call
the
of
biggest
Duty,
scale.
Battlefield. That's just
one of those might be on my list.
Any game that says Slayer.
No, the game I'm actually the most hyped for at the moment is Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
Have we seen gameplay of
Yes.
that? I don't recall.
It's been out there.
And that's the most?
That is the one I'm most excited for.
I don't have that on my list.
Oh, because you have no soul.
What is the release date on that one?
August. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty close.
We're really close. I'm really excited.
So, sell me on Kena a little bit, because I'm actually nowhere near as hyped for that as you.
So you're familiar with it, correct?
I remember like some of the trailer, but I don't remember any gameplay. So at least the art style and a little bit of the protagonist is in my brain right now.
Okay.
So sell me.
So think kind of like I didn't mention it on the Raya spoiler cast.
Raya.
Right. Oh my god. I didn't mention it on the Raya spoiler cast, but it is a very similar in tone in regards to visuals. It looks like it's inspired also by similar cultures, but a little bit more fantasy. You remember how I told you like they didn't delve too much into the fantasy that I wanted? Like I told you, like there was like this one random creature that would spread his wings every now and then. It would look all like pretty and stuff. Well, this is just sprinkled throughout this game. So I believe it was like an animation studio that worked for Sony or something like that, and they all gathered together to make an actual video game this time. Okay, and it's a small indie studio, but clearly their animation prowess is in full display. Like this game is amazing looking.
Are you familiar with any of their other work?
I am not. No, I believe this might be their first full game, if I'm not mistaken. They might have done some to help, but I believe this is a group of developers that gathered from different outlets and made this. But yeah, it's fantasy, You got a staff. You can shoot powers. You can shoot energy bows. It's a platformer. It's just visually striking, and it looks like it's really going to show off the power of next-gen consoles. In this case, I think it's only on the PS5. I think it might also be on PS4, but of course looking the best on PS5. So really excited about that one.
For some reason in my head, I'm thinking, is it anything similar to Horizon Zero Dawn?
Don't act like you don't know what it's called.
No, I was playing Forza Horizon to do some test footage, so I just wanted to make sure I said it right.
Okay.
Is it similar to Horizon Zero Dawn at all? I don't know why in my head those are similar.
It's a third person. That's about it.
It's a lady.
It's a lady. It's,
okay.
Some more girl power, which I'm always a fan of. But it just looks very whimsical and fantastical. That's all.
All right.
Looks very cute.
Okay.
Them little blobs.
So, any more to add on?
No.
What's the full title? Kena
Bridge of Spirits.
Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Yes.
All right. Let me do you a favor. I'm gonna try and sell you on a game that I don't think you're hyped for at all.
Okay.
But you should just think about my most hyped. Or not hyped.
You're starting off with the most.
Yeah, we'll start with the most.
Okay.
We want to hook the listener in immediately.
And then bore him right after.
That's you know what they downloaded.
Talking
it
about
at
Call
that
of
point.
Duty.
They downloaded it at that point. Listen. Oh no, we got some garbage to talk about some other games.
Okay.
So if you want to hear some real ranting, that'll come up.
Yes.
Metroid Dread
God.
is what I believe will be my most anticipated title for this second half of 2021. You will not see this because we are not a video podcast yet. That could happen one day.
On the YouTube, I'll put some stuff up.
You can do an eye roll emoji.
No, I'm probably going to put up gameplay. Or at least screenshots. So you can see how terrible this game looks. It looks straight out of the Wii.
Listen,
and I believe
that is not true at all. That is not true
just saying, I'll put a comparison shot to other M and this, and you'll look the same.
No. That is not comparable.
Right, go ahead.
So, are you familiar with Mercury Steam at all?
It sounds familiar, but no.
They do good work. They have been.
Oh, is this the company?
This is a solid hand that I think this is their time to shine. So,
to back off on whatever, the game looked good. Like, not visually, no, but it looked like a fun game to play. And I don't like those kind of games.
I don't know if I just overheard this somewhere. I'm going to talk about Mercury Steam in a second, but I don't know if I heard this somewhere, but or if it's real or not. But I'm under the impression that there's some Resident Evil 2 remake similarities in terms of Mr. X kind of deal. Yeah.
Oh, in regards to those little creatures?
Well, that was a large one.
Oh,
I could be completely wrong about that.
Okay.
But that sounds exciting.
That
and
sounds
2D.
Frustrating.
It's don't know. Oh, I'm thinking now of Resident Evil 2 remake, and I'm like, oh, I hate it.
My
but it's so
rising
memorable.
right now.
But it's so memorable to me. So having another instance of that, because it's not like Resident Evil 3 remake did that well critically.
No, I still gotta play. I'm really excited to play that one.
It's never gone on sale to a point where I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to be Black Friday this year.
If you get it, throw it my way.
Okay.
All right, my water bottle just fell. So, Mercury Steam, formerly the developers of Castlevania: Lords of Shadow, and you know I'm big on them. Oh, on that those. Well, the first Lords of Shadow.
That all makes sense.
Then they made why I'm bringing them up as like because that doesn't translate like probably 1-to-1. Like they worked on Castlevania, like the God of War, Shadows of the Colossus kind of one versus this 2D. But they've got a lot of experience with 2D material at this point because they made a 2D Castlevania, like a more traditional one. They did that very late into the 3DS life cycle. Samus Returns.
Okay.
And I feel like this is just Nintendo finally being like, all right, here's your time to prove you belong in this upper echelon of video game developers. So I think that company would know this as well. So I have faith in that studio, developers, what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
I have faith that this is them. This is going to put their best foot forward.
This is going to put them on the map. This is going to be, you're going to know their name.
That's the hope. Okay. And I think everything's in place. All the chess pieces are aligned to make that happen.
Okay.
There's never been a better time to be Mercury Steam. And I think if they can capitalize...
Yeah, because there's nothing coming out on Nintendo right now. So That's why.
That's not true.
Nothing of note. Nothing important.
We'll get into that as we
Okay.
progress. But I'm just excited for a real new attempt at some of those more classic Metroid style games.
Yeah, I'm excited for the fans. I know this is what they
And I'm
want
not
forever.
a huge Metroid fan.
A lot of people aren't. Those games do not sell that
They
well.
don't. Comparing to...
I hope this
Yeah,
does good though, because I
other
would
first party.
want more 3D. I'm interested in trying out the 3D Metroids, and I need a game to sell well to get more of them.
Oh, God.
So I am hopeful for you. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
about it, but I am hopeful for you, and I hope that the game does good, and I hope it sells well.
Okay. So,
Sorry, before we continue,
yes.
how many of these did you have in mind? Because I have a decent list. Some of them I could have more to say about. Others, I don't know if I should condense it to the most ones I did. Probably should have told
Did
you
we
this
want
before
to? Yeah,
then.
yeah. This is a conversation off mic, but this is an educated discussion.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna wing it, and it's gonna go great.
Okay.
So I was thinking, I do have a list of what's being released in order of release date that I'm most interested in.
Okay.
And for the most part, it's pretty accurate. Like there's one game I was like, oh, I forgot about that one. I forgot to put it on there. So how is your list organized?
I just threw them whatever they came to mind.
All right, so I'll lead, and then you can tag along
Okay.
with what I'm bringing up,
Sure.
or you can interject with your own.
Okay.
So this will have already been out by the time that this podcast is released.
It's going up.
But
in force.
I mentioned it.
minutes.
Yeah, and I've mentioned it off mic.
Okay. Oh.
Scarlet Nexus. That's
Oh,
coming
okay.
out as of today, tomorrow.
Ah.
And there's still kind of a little bit of a drought when it comes to I want to play something on my Xbox or my PlayStation, and I want it to look great.
Okay.
And this game looks really good aesthetically.
All right.
I think some of the design in the environments probably is something that I'm like not as hyped for. But just, hey, you want to see some really good looking video game anime? I'm willing to give this game a shot just so I could get some of that.
Okay. So you just brought up 2 games in a row, so you kind of skipped me, but
Well, now we're heading into we've now officially started the
okay.
post big.
While you were talking, I looked up the game because I had no idea which one you're talking about. Yeah, this is a pretty looking game. So
Very pretty. And for our other series, Will My Wife Like This? I think the prettier, the better.
yeah, that'll be something to talk about for sure.
You should definitely subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter at ed_discussions.
Yes, that would be ideal. Help us grow. All right, is that all
So
you had
what
to
do you
say
got?
about
What do you got? It looks pretty,
Oh, okay.
and I'm pretty interested.
It speaks for itself.
I feel like I would rather wait for a sale, but you know what? We'll see what happens. I'll play the demo, and we'll see what
Okay.
happens.
All right. Now, this is going to seem a little strange. Maybe not that strange, but
Oh, I didn't put that there.
What?
I guess I'm really... Okay, go ahead. I know what you're going to mention.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Maybe I don't know. No.
Coming from a hardcore PlayStation fan as myself, that Halo Infinite, at least multiplayer trailer, well, actually even the story mode trailer, those trailers looked great.
I was wrong, by the way, but continue. They
Okay.
look great looking trailers.
Yes, and let me tell you, the just the gameplay alone in just the multiplayer trailer, oh god,
Does
It was bringing back
is it gonna say
memories.
Slayer?
did they? I don't know. If
I don't
they
think
did,
so.
but I said it. I screamed it in my head.
For those not in the know, that term is very near and dear to Felipe's heart.
Yes, that is
From his childhood, we'll say.
Yes, that's actually my PlayStation username. I use a term coined from Xbox. It's a common name, Slayer, but that's where it originated from. Slayer.
Big fan of the band, obviously.
Yeah,
You
no.
own all of it.
Not at all.
Whenever you wear their shirts, people are like, what's your favorite song?
Halo coagulation map. Anyways, yeah, I don't have an Xbox. I would. This is making me inclined to get one. However, I did hear rumors about a Xbox, whatever they end up fully calling it, but the Project X little dongle that you can buy, and it's pretty much just like a Fire Stick, pop it into the back of your television, or I assume that's how it would work, and download, and you'll be able to, have Game Pass.
Is that
way.
not going to be on PC?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a PC by then,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, but I don't like playing games on the PC. I want to relax on my couch.
There's
We'll
ways.
see.
There's
We'll see.
ways to finagle that.
I'll have the backup as a PC. I am interested in the dongle just for other games too. But that would be a good test to see how that works. And if worse comes to worse, then maybe I can get a Series S. Is that the cheaper one? S?
Correct.
Okay. Then I'd maybe get that. But definitely don't want to be spending anything too much. But regardless of all that, the game looks fantastic. And I'm really hopeful that this game does well. Because Halo should be bigger than it is right now. Because it used to be top dog of everything. And even as big as a fan as I was to still relate to it to this day, I could care less about the most recent releases. So this one finally looks good. That last showing from last, was it E3 or was it?
I think it was some sort of summer, like
it was. That was rough. So it looks a lot better. Now we still haven't seen gameplay of the story, so we'll see. But I'm hopeful that they can pull this off because they need to make sure this game is good. So that's one of mine. I'm really looking forward to it. And if I'm somehow unable to play it, you have an Xbox.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe we can make content out of this, since you don't play Halo.
I don't at all, but I'm gonna technically have access to it. So why wouldn't I play it?
Actually, for the multiplayer, you don't even need to have Game Pass. I forgot about that. I can just access that. The multiplayer.
Yeah, it's free to play.
Yeah, boy. Look out, samurai armor coming through. All right, go ahead.
I don't get that reference. So
the trailer, they had samurai armor.
Like from, that's Ghost of Tsushima is not samurai. No, wait, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So was it Ghost of Tsushima?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was thinking, anyway, this one is gonna not be on your map at all.
Okay.
And I don't even think I could sell it well. But I'm going to attempt to just sell it to the viewer. Doki Literature Club.
Yo, I got that collector's edition pre-ordered.
No, you didn't.
No, I don't. I don't even know what
No,
this
you
game is.
didn't.
I heard the game, though. Go ahead.
It was like 13. It was like, you get 10% off. You pre-order it on the Switch now. I did it. I had some of the coins left over, like when you
say that every single time.
Dude,
I don't believe you anymore.
No,
I think
I had $6 in coins.
You're trying to.
I had $6 in coins.
Excuses to how much money you actually spent on games. That's my theory.
Listen,
what do you believe, audience?
Elmo's
spending too much money on games.
When you play it smart, there's ways to go around. I also don't drink or ever go out, so
you have money.
I don't have money to blow. I don't go to Disney like you. Make a 3-hour podcast about your. How much did you spend on that Disney trip?
Let's not talk about that right now.
I'm just saying.
got a really good deal.
That's good. But I don't even do that
the system.
Much. I don't even do. Yeah. That's a great sound in the background. So Doki Literature Club is pretty much it's a very how do I want to best describe this? It's a very well disguised game. There's some anime ladies, and they love books, but there's something deeper there. Okay. That I know certain parts of the internet were kind of going ablaze for in a good way, because it was kind of crazy what was going on in that, and I never got to experience that bit of zeitgeist. Because it was like a free Steam release, so there was a point in time where people were like, "Yo, this game goes some places that you would not think."
So the game's already out?
It came out on Steam like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
That could be incorrect.
Oh, but it's coming out on
But now it's coming out on consoles.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And it just looks like some anime waifu deal. But
I see why you're excited.
There's something.
I'll zoom into why I think you're excited for this game.
No.
Right here.
Just any game that's willing to go, hey, we're gonna try and mess you up in the brain. I want to support that kind of idea.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll give them I think it ended up not being like $7 or $8 for me. Math is hard, but I was like, I'll give $8 to someone doing something a little different, especially because I want to support.
Oh, so was that like
creative
a $60
ideas.
title?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's why I was saying like it was 10% off, and then I had the coins. But it's shut up! You're using an anime girl mouse pad right now.
I want the. Never mind.
Anyway,
I'm gonna tell you the one
so just a unique. I recommend the viewer look at it and then think this looks dumb, possibly to your taste, but there's something deeper there. That even I've thankfully avoided
the spoilers or whatever.
Spoilers, but some people like on the comments of like articles for this will be like, man, it really stinks that everyone knows what's going on with this game at this point. Like this came too late, and I'm like, thankfully I don't know. So I'm excited to.
I'll text you.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
All right. My next, this is actually my second hyped game. Life is Strange. True Colors.
When you said this is strange, I thought for the Halo, I thought that this was what you were
Oh,
mentioning.
okay. Is this on your list as well?
No, and I said, oh, it's not. Even though Halo's, I guess not either.
Well, you haven't even played 2.
I got Before the Storm.
You haven't played it?
I haven't played it.
God. All right, listen, everybody. Life is Strange. What a fantastic series. Something I did not expect to like as much as I did.
I
remember
I didn't like that. I didn't like Chloe, so
Chloe is tough to like. But you get through it. And then you learn to appreciate her a little bit more in Before the Storm, which you haven't played. And that's why your opinion still stands. It won't change that much, but it will change. I can guarantee
I purposely picked an ending that I would never pick because I was just like giving my own little middle finger to the end of that first game. I enjoyed that game a lot.
It's so good, man.
But that character,
it's a story-based game. The Life is Strange, they've had, of course, the 1-2 Before the Storm, and I think they had the little spin-off called Captain Spirit. But it's it's one of those, you make a decision and that affects the grander story. So although ultimately the story is kind of the same, you will experience different things than a friend playing would, unless you guys think exactly alike.
I wish that my next game I'm going to mention, I changed the order because it would flow really well with what you just said. Continue.
So the new one looks good. I mean, it's a different power. There's always some kind of supernatural element going on, except for I think in Before the Storm. I don't think there was anything like that. But regardless, it's a girl that she's in a town. I believe she's investigating some kind of murder or something. But her power is emotions, so she's able to see people's emotions like played out in front of her. So she goes into like a weird dream stance or whatever, and she can see exactly what's going on with these people, and she'll help them solve their problems. So Life is Strange has proven to me that they're a game to look out for, and I'm really happy that this time they're not doing an episodic release, and it's just gonna
is this not?
No, it's all at once, dude. So you can finally just plow through it, which I plan on doing. Just give me the Life is Strange.
Can you go on to your next game?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Objection!
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You were complaining about the sound levels. You just broke my
maybe
sound
I'll make
levels.
a little note for
Look at that.
25,
Look at them
54,
waves.
25, 54. So, I'm not going to talk about this long, but they're doing, not re-releases, but they're giving localizations to The Great Ace Attorney. Mm-hmm. You know, as the viewer or the listener, less than Felipe does about me. I phrased that wrong, but I'm getting there.
I was like, where do you go with this?
But Felipe knows, boy, I love me some Phoenix Wright and some lawyering. As one of the largest Daredevil fans, anything with legal, I love it.
Lawyers.
Even though I
lawyers.
never watched season 3. Anyway, you
good man.
More of that, more Phoenix Wright. I want to support that franchise.
I saw the trailer during that E3.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this just looks not up my alley. But I was so happy for you watching that. I'm like, man, Elmo getting what he wants right here. I mean, it's not a new one.
No.
But he now gets to play more of it. Ones that he couldn't play in the past.
If my dollar can get him in Smash, I would be very, very happy if that could happen. Even though...
I could care less about those games, and I want him in Smash.
Regardless, that franchise is very good at some of the storytelling. And you want good storytelling, that's probably a little nonsensical, but still a heck of an engagement. It's a good way to go.
Okay.
Now you can go to yours.
I'm afraid to say anything.
No. The next one doesn't.
Go to the other room.
All right.
So I don't have to hear you.
All right. You hear my knee crack on the mic? All right, I'm in the kitchen.
All right. Just making sure. This is actually going to be... You can come back. No, we're not on break. This game is actually going to be a re-release. And this is a game that I was always curious about. And my curiosity has grown exponentially over the years. I don't know how long it's been out. A Plague's Tale Innocence or
You
to
need to play
Innocence.
that. You need to play that.
I know, and it's finally being re-released and re-upgraded for the newer consoles. And there's rumors that they're gonna release it on PS Plus one of these coming months. So I am very interested in trying it out because they also announced that new one, right?
Requiem.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Now, was that an Xbox exclusive? No, right?
I don't think, no, it was not. It was not.
Okay.
I will say I liked that game so much that when we were thinking of additional daughter names, because we are expecting in the Elmo household.
Congrats!
It was like
I already knew this.
Amicia is the protagonist's name, and it was so different. And there was just something about it, and I really liked that game. And I was like, I could see that name, but then we didn't go in that direction.
Right.
And I don't know how I feel about it now, but there was a point where I was playing that. I'm like, I was so in love with.
Man, spoilers! Now I know the lady's name. Jesus.
I was so in love with A Plague Tale Innocence that I'm very excited that you apparently intend on playing it.
Yes, I do. Especially if it's free. Anyways, if it's available to me on Plus. But I mean, even if I play the PS4 one, I mean, I'm sure that's cheap enough now. Yeah. So,
but before we continue, we're gonna take a little break.
Oh.
And get back into our end of 2021 hype machine. And we're back, giving you some insight on how to survive the remainder of 2021 in the video game world. By the way, I didn't mention it. Ace Attorney does release in July, the 27th.
Okay. I don't have a release date for all the ones I chose, just so you know. So
I have some. If any of them align, I got you.
Okay, cool. All right, whose turn?
This is your turn. I just went on Ace Attorney.
Oh,
I
okay,
believe.
you're right.
The listener, if we're wrong, is going to be annoyed.
This was one that is a maybe because it has a strong possibility of it getting delayed. However, if it does come out, I'd be very excited for it. Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West.
Oh, yeah. I have no faith in that coming out this year. I guess that's why I didn't even think about it.
Right. Yeah, it's they're still aiming for a release this year, but I could easily see it getting that pushed. However, I have a feeling that PlayStation might be sweating a little bit this holiday season with all these big titles. Halo finally coming out and
Metroid.
Call of Duties. No, I said stuff that actually make them sweat. But anyway, so I feel like they'll need to put out something big of their own, and as long as they don't hurt developers and doesn't make them work overtime, I'm sure they're really trying to make that happen. So not too much to say on that. I just really like the first one. This new one looks very pretty. I want to play it.
I do as well, but I personally, this is probably a conversation for another cast. People really talk about the story in Horizon Zero Dawn, and that it just had zero effect on me.
Okay. I remember liking it while I was doing it. I couldn't tell you much about what it is now. So it must not be the best story if I don't remember it. And I'm a huge PlayStation stan.
Weren't there a lot of Greek mythological references in there?
Sure.
And I feel like I would appreciate that. But something about it is like, how did we get here? Maybe I just took too many breaks in between. But it is a game I would be
very fun to
intrigued to play.
Yeah. We can get moving on these a little bit more. So
next, how much time you got for me to talk about this one?
As much time as you need.
You got 12 minutes?
I have 12 minutes.
Because this game is called 12 minutes.
Oh, snap. Well, Siri, start the 12 minutes.
Don't say that. Don't say that. So, this game, I'm under the impression it's like a Groundhog Day sort of situation. Mm-hmm. And that immediately, you can get a Groundhog Day, which is a loop repeating. Kind of
referencing Groundhog Day when you can clearly reference a superior
Happy Death Day. Or Edge of Tomorrow. What's that? What it's called?
I have to watch that one. Yeah, that is called that.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
it was good.
It was really good. I saw it in the theater.
Man, I always wanted to, but I thought it was going to be terrible.
So I think I have the Blu-ray. If you want to borrow it.
Upgrade that.
Speaking of which, can we do a Dragon Ball Z movie evening?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
This
done.
is not for the cast. Anyway, 12 minutes. You got some high profile.
That was behind the scenes, folks.
You got some high profile voice actors.
Okay.
Behind a project that probably don't need to be attached.
Man. It was Daisy Ridley,
Willem Dafoe.
William Dafoe. Oh God. Oh man.
There's some
I feel
others,
bad.
but
no, the guy from Split. Dang it.
James
McAvoy. Yeah, there you go.
You did not need to get them,
No.
but
They're
you
there.
got a Groundhog Day. You got them.
You caught my attention. If it wasn't for those names on that trailer, could care less about the game.
And I was interested in it before,
concept.
so that's just another highlight. And comes out August 19th, and I believe on Game Pass.
Ooh.
So why not play it?
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
My next one is Dark Pictures, House of Ashes.
None of ours have matched, which is interesting. I'm still behind like 2 games on the Dark
Same.
Pictures.
I've only played the first one that came out, and I was not impressed. However, they've had some time to improve, and each time I hear that they improve. And from what I hear behind the scenes on this new one, this is finally at least good.
As a massive fan of Until Dawn,
Yeah.
I will say the more military aesthetic didn't draw me in
For House of Ashes?
for any of them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, for the new one. Sorry,
Okay.
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, but I believe Pazuzu is being referenced in this.
I'll be honest. I have not seen a single thing on this
really?
game. Yeah, I just know that I love that studio, and I was very sad when that what was it? The Man of Medan came out, and I played it, and I was like, this is kind of cool. They got Iceman in here as the as the star, but
Since Quantum Break, you just can't.
Yeah. But it just wasn't as good as Until Dawn, and Until Dawn was years earlier, and it's still significantly better than anything Man of Medan had to do. But it was the same studio, so I was trusting. I'm like, all right, well, this is their first. It's going to be a series of these games. They're going to improve. The second one came out. I heard it improved. Still wasn't good, so I avoided it. Now this is the third one, and I heard they're fixing a lot of issues this time because I assume they're seeing a drop in sales. They want to, or I don't know. I mean, I must be doing good if they're on their third. But regardless, I really want to play it, and the concept of this one sounds neat. The little bit that I hear is that it's set during the Iraqi war. I just don't know which period because that war has been going on for freaking ever. So if I was able to get footage, everyone, I didn't do a good job of explaining it. It's a horror game for those that aren't familiar.
And if you're a Pazuzu fan, which is
who's Pazuzu?
It's like
Quickly.
God, that doesn't go quickly. But pretty much a demon, a king demon of wind.
Okay, that makes sense. Isn't never mind. I don't want to sound stupid.
We could go for a long time about Pazuzu, and we
so
will
that
not.
is mine. What is yours? Continue.
This one, this is probably the one I'm least interested in, just because I've played prequels and I don't really have too much faith. I'm gonna go in with low expectations. No More Heroes 3.
This is a prequel?
No. I've played the prequels.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And
yeah, I don't know why you're excited for it.
It's lightsabers and wrestling. As a big fan of pro wrestling
and certain motions
and a
to
fan
charge
of
up,
Star Wars,
to charge up the lightsaber.
I don't know. I don't want to jerk my Switch around too much, but the idea of, hey, I'm gonna do more wrestling moves with a lightsaber, and it's just gonna be a more fun storyline, something you don't have to take too seriously and just enjoy. That's definitely something I'm gonna wait for reviews.
Yeah,
but I am intrigued.
Okay,
but my faith's a little shaken just because those games always have, like, you have to do chores and little mini games in order to unlock the next larger fight. To progress.
That stinks.
And in the past, like, some people really like those games. I've not been a fan of them in the past. But No More Heroes 2 came out during the Wii days, so we've got a lot of time to grow.
We do.
Oh yeah.
My next one is, and this is all going to be dependent on perhaps a beta, but Battlefield 2042.
Very pretty.
Caught my eye.
The prettiest.
Keep in mind, I am a gamer that likes to play typically single player narratives. Not a big shooter person, especially when the shooters are grounded in realism. Hence me liking Halo, because that's not realistic. It's space, you're jumping around, needlers, all that stuff. That's why I like Resistance so much. But I avoid Call of Duties. I avoid most of the Battlefields. I haven't played Battlefield since like 1942. The game, not the
I
year.
really enjoyed that. Oh, yeah. By the way, quick interject.
Yes.
No More Heroes 3, August 27th.
Okay, sure. So anyways, the E3 came out. They showed this game.
What's the game called?
Pretty sure it's 2042.
Oh, dang. I was hoping you didn't get the number right.
Oh, is it? Did I get it?
Yeah, it's 2042.
Yes. All right, cool. Anyways, try to catch me.
October, by the way.
Oh, great. It just looks like happy, delightful chaos. So it's realistic, but not at all.
So happy.
Not at all.
Happy
so,
murder.
What are you talking about? It's a shooting game.
I know, but
Yes,
describing
you're
the
killing
killing as happy, it's a
No.
little asynchronous in my opinion. But continue. It's video games,
Oh my
whatever.
gosh. I saw a wingsuit, and whenever there's a wingsuit in a game, you sold me. So, that's it. There's not much to say. I am looking forward to trying it out. I typically avoid these games. Don't know if I'll buy it, but if that beta or demo or whatever comes out, because I assume it will, is as good as that game looks like it is, like a good time as that game looks like it will be, I might get it. And that'll be the first for me in a very long time. So, that's all I have to say about that.
I just realized, only just as we're going through this, I have a very anime intense list.
Mm-hmm.
So a game you don't know anything about, I'm sure. Tales of Arise.
Oh.
I don't think you're familiar at all with the Tales of series.
I'm familiar
Okay.
with the Tales series.
Okay.
A one Colin Moriarty is very fond of those.
Okay. They seem to be going a little. The first time I saw gameplay, it seemed to be going in a different direction. They're very they're JRPGs that all the combat's like in a 3D sense, like very action oriented, but you have all your skills and everything. I would say it's similar to what Final Fantasy VII Remake ended up doing.
To switching it up?
That's what they've been doing. There are definitely some similarities there.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's way more like combo focused. So think of like a fighting game version of that almost. Anyway, this is a game that it's more pretty anime, and I want more pretty things to look at in these fancy new consoles.
Okay.
Even though every freaking JRPG I think coming out always has that character, and I'm getting real annoyed at it. Even the Chaos demo had it. The Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, the Chaos game.
Yeah.
Every freaking JRPG thing is like, they have that one side character like, hey guys, I'm having fun. This is so weird. Like every one of them has this one character, and every time like you can just get away from that trope. Yeah. And then this game, which I feel like hasn't shown too much, they showed a little bit more this past E3 season, and it was definitely like, I'm your whiny side character. And I'm like, guys, stop. And even freaking as I was saying, that Chaos game. I will kill Chaos. Yeah, man. Like, it's like, shut up.
Let's get him.
I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. But that's September.
Fox.
And I'll do another quick mention here just because I think I have more than you.
Yep.
DeathLoop. September 14th. Comes out a little after that. I trust that studio. It's definitely got kind of that... would you call that Groundhog Day as well?
Yeah, same deal.
Yeah. More of that. With a studio and it has that AAA budget versus the 12 minutes.
Okay, you
so
want to
either way, I'm
briefly explain it because you just said it looks like it's like Groundhog.
Okay, so
for the I assume few people that don't know,
it's really cool. First of all, because it's a minority protagonist, and there's just not enough of those. Mm-hmm. If you've listened to our Hispanic media podcast, it's a little limiting. I'm sorry, not limiting, but there's just not too much to choose from. Mm-hmm. So anytime there's one, I'm like, I want to check it out. Yeah, I want to support that idea.
Not only is there one, there are two minority protagonists.
There's the lady.
Yeah,
but
well, she might be the antagonist. We'll see. The game's a little vague on how she.
Yeah, it has definitely been vague.
Yeah,
but it's definitely kind of like on a little more than No More Heroes 3, but it's very like I want to step back and this has some potential.
Yeah,
it seems to be a first-person shooter.
Yeah,
that deals with you and another assassin trying to get the best of each other.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, it's the main protagonist. He's trying to ultimately take down this organization, and they all have leaders. and she comes in randomly, and I'm pretty sure it's player controlled. And from what I understand, I believe the main objective she has is to mess with you, to take you down. So you're an assassin trying to assassinate other people, and all of a sudden you got an assassin on your back. Now, depending on how the player operates, she could end up probably being an asset and helping you. Can she betray you at any second? Yeah. So, and each time you die, you start over a loop. Hence the name.
Yeah.
DeathLoop.
I really like loops.
You like them loops, man.
Yet I don't really like rogue lights.
I know you're serious.
Except Hades.
Fruit Loops.
Which is also coming out this year for some other consoles. That's definitely something you should look into.
Fruit Loops?
Hades.
Oh, Hades. Okay. Nah, I play good games. So continue.
No, screw you, man. Screw you. My favorite game of last year and many other years combined. Something you should look into one day.
I'm not used to you being so positive. So I'm like trying to bring you down.
No, and then you're gonna play it and be like, sorry. I didn't really like it that much.
I ain't gonna play that.
Yes, you are.
Dude, I don't
What if I bought it for you for your birthday?
I would find a way to get a store credit from Best Buy.
No.
And buy something good.
No. Shut up.
Something that I would
go
like.
Go on.
I know it's
not
good.
this podcast. No, we're here for 2021, but that is a 2021 release.
Okay. We'll see. If it's on Plus one day, which I feel like it might be.
It's on Game Pass. And if you're getting your PC, that's something to think about.
Perhaps. I am getting the PC. Okay.
It's your turn.
My turn. All right. This is actually... Oh, yeah. I got two more. I won't say too much on this because there's really not much on this game at all. But I'm very curious about the game called Abandoned.
Oh,
have you heard of this one?
I've avoided all the drama behind it.
You've seen all this stuff
There's
recently?
so much, and I'm just like, these poor guys.
I know.
These poor guys.
But what if that's real?
No. For those unfamiliar, there are people under the insane belief, that this is a Kojima-related production. Mm-hmm. But this studio has come out and specifically addressed these rumors, and people just be like, "Oh, that's what they want you to think." And I'm just like, guys, I got
that photo imaging software. What is it called? Something face. Crap. What is it?
Crap face.
No, that thing where they change your face, and they can superimpose a face on anybody, and it looks like it's them. They could be doing that. You never know. Kojima has pulled this stunt before.
He has not pulled this specific.
This specific stunt. For Metal Gear 5. Remember that whole studio.
The whale.
Sure.
It was a whale.
He's like, I'm the director or whatever, and all this stuff, and then it turns out it was him the whole time. I don't think it actually is, but it would be so cool if it was.
Why are you excited for this game? Just because of the possible Kojima?
No. I was actually... I don't know why. People were talking about this game because of the Kojima stuff. But they were like, the game doesn't look good, but it'd be really cool if Kojima was involved. No, I think the game actually looks really good. It definitely looks very good. It was showing off the hardware pretty well. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen it in a bit, but I'll put a video right here. Let me know what you think, audience. This is gonna go a long time editing. Anyways, I like horror games, and I like anything that reminds me of the fantastic demo of PT. If anything can touch even remotely anything close to that, I'm very happy. Hence me liking Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8. I got one more after this, but I'll let you go.
Maybe I'll do two mentions here.
Okay.
Psychonauts 2. It's got that very... Why are you rolling your eyes? It's got that real Nickelodeon kind of style.
Yeah, it does.
And there's not enough of that. And as someone who wants to relive some of those days, this is a great avenue to do so. And I really enjoy the idea of... I've never actually played the original.
Okay.
But I really enjoy the idea of going into someone's... I guess similar to your, seeing someone's feelings... Emotions. Emotions. In Life is Strange. This is seeing someone's you're going in their brain.
Okay. Is that what the whole concept of this game is?
You're going into people's subconscious, we'll call it. And someone will comment that it's awful. We don't get very many comments, so you're welcome to yell at me.
Yeah, please say something. I don't care.
But I enjoy a psychoanalytical experience, and getting to interact with that sounds really fun. And that Nickelodeon style, kind of art style and humor.
I don't know what it is about that game or that series, the first one and this one included. I nothing about it speaks to me, even the art style. And I can usually appreciate art even if I don't care about the game. Nothing about it. It is very varied. I will give it that.
Man, you've been the negative one these
I know.
these lately. I kind of like this swap of personas.
No, I'm just, I like to be honest, and I don't want to, lie. There's just something about that series, and that just doesn't speak to me. And I would love to be wrong, and if one day I'll play it, I will. I mean, yeah, you're right. It looks very whimsical and goofy, and just that trailer alone just showed so many different environments that it actually made me go, oh, I can see why someone would like this. It just doesn't speak to me.
I mean, there are some Life is Strange similarities there. Something to look into. Especially because if you've got your whole PC going, you'll on your little dongle you're talking about, it'd be something you could just play anyway.
Yeah, but for $15 a month.
I got you. I'll show you ways to really get the best bang for your buck.
Yeah, take money away from Microsoft.
You're gonna be giving them money. Again, more anime. Are you familiar at all with The World Ends With You?
I've heard of it. I don't think I know what it looks like.
I think there's a demo.
I'll find out during the editing of this.
There's a demo coming out relatively soon, if not already. By the time you listen or hear this, should be out. You should check that out. I played the original, the prequel on the DS.
Oh man!
So it's been some time.
Okay.
And very it's very Japanese. You're literally in Japan.
You can't get much more Japanese than that. So.
And there's a recent anime adaptation that just came out as well. So that's something you could...
Oh, I actually got 2 more.
Okay, that's something you could look into as well. But it looks cool. And this is never a selling point for you. But that original World Ends With You, bangers in that soundtrack. So more ability to get some great music to fight to, that's a win for me.
Okay.
That's a game I want to play. If you can make me fight to some great music, you've hooked me.
Yeah, man. You're not kidding. This is all anime stuff for you.
Oh, really? Oh, that DeathLoop show anime, huh?
It is animated. It is stylized.
Don't worry.
I'm not saying every single
Don't
one.
worry, dude. There's more.
All right.
You said you had one more?
I did have one more. Then I realized I skipped one earlier.
Okay, perfect.
So I got 2 more.
Let's hear it.
The Cyberpunk. If they release it on next-gen consoles, I will play it. I am avoiding it now like the plague because I know it's not running well. And I do have a PS5 and I heard it runs acceptably on there. I want to see what they got. I want to see them release it on next-gen hardware, or I guess current-gen hardware now.
And you loved The Witcher, so this will go great.
Yeah, I didn't like that game. But the aesthetic drew me in. I know. The aesthetic drew me into this a long time ago. I love me some Keanu Reeves. I'm happy he's in it. A lot of Pierce is in it. It just looks like a very hyper stylized, sexy RPG game, and I really want to play it. But then the travesty that happened last year. Was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was right before the consoles, right? It released in November or something.
Around that time, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just running terribly on just in general, even on the PS5 and stuff. So I just avoided it, and I was really sad because I was like getting ready to buy it, but then I'm like, something ain't right. I'm not gonna get into all of it, but I just sensed something, so I'm like, let me just wait. I'm glad I did, because it was not good. So I am interested in trying that out again once they release it this year. That's the intent, is for them to re-release it this year. So we're gonna continue the anime. If you like anime, you got a good half of the year coming. This is totally not a Felipe game. But this is a game that in the past, it's a JRPG, but it goes in a more philosophical and sometimes critical of religion. Pokemon Snap. I gotcha. Direction. All right. Shin Megami Tensei. Okay. It looks great. I think I've said that a lot. But yeah, that seems like your main drawing point for a lot of these games. But I've enjoyed a lot of their work in the past, and it's what I am most intrigued in this title is, guess what?
In the combat, when you're fighting the dudes, the little demons.
I like fighting dudes and demons.
There's like a conversation system where you can recruit them and to fight for you, and figuring out personalities and talking to them instead of fighting them is a nice little twist that I enjoy venturing more into.
Okay, that sounds like that's the main theme of the stuff that you're really interested in, is when a game tries to do something a little different.
Yeah, and they've done this in the past, but they're expanding on it, and I'm curious to see what they do. They did a little bit of it. They actually took some of that and used it in their Persona, most recent Persona 5.
Okay.
So a game a little more focused on that.
Is it the same team?
I don't know if it's the same team. It's definitely the same. Yeah. I believe
Publisher?
it actually. Yeah. No, because they're Sega now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure it is the same developers. And from a name sense, I don't know about the actual employees.
I know what you mean.
But that's November. So, I mean, October, Metroid. November, my birthday. You got some stuff you could buy me, man.
I definitely do.
I'll probably get them before then. Don't worry. And another November release that is just slightly interesting to me, even though the art style doesn't look like what I want it to be. That new Pokemon, that remake.
Oh, the Shining Diamond.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. As a teacher, I've had enough like students like say like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this one," and I'm like, "Hey, I'll trade with you." That's a fun little like conversation piece.
Yeah.
So I feel, and what I like to do.
Do you end up doing that?
Never done it.
Okay.
But it's a good icebreaker sometimes. But it does not look anything like what I want a Pokemon game to look.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll actually get it.
Even that new one, Arceus or Arceus or whatever it's pronounced. They need to have a full Nintendo Direct on that one before I get sold on it, because it's like then this is what I wanted, but I look at that trailer, I'm like, no, it ain't.
You didn't like that one Pokemon moving at like stuttering speeds, floating around?
No, I did not.
But you know, the one day you crawl into the grass and you see a Magnemite, you're gonna be like, oh, that's tight. You had one more?
My last one. Mm-hmm. This is one I'm going to be cautious with. Far Cry 6.
I was shocked that didn't come up yet. I had it on my list as a backup. Okay. Or to talk about, hey, you didn't mention this.
So we both have something to say.
So this, finally, something matched.
Yeah.
This is kind of good,
though. It's a very anime game.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
No.
You're saying, like, you know.
I in my head, I just was being agreeable, but then I thought about, I'm like, wait, why did I just say it? Anyway, continue.
Shows you how much you paid attention. Anyways, Far Cry is a series that I ain't going to get into the whole history, but I really like it. But I feel like they've just been putting out too many of them.
Dude, I stopped at 4 and still, like, you know, and you kept going. So I can't imagine the way you feel.
What? Oh, yeah. Well, I played one more than you, which was Primal, if I'm not mistaken.
You didn't play 5?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I did. I think I got it from, like, Redbox or something. And I was getting killed so quickly. And then I remember just putting it down. I'm like, what was I thinking getting this from Redbox? This is charging me $4 a day.
I mean, if you play with more skill, you won't die.
Of course. But...
Sorry. Being annoying.
No, I know. But then I realized I don't have that much time as I thought. I ain't gonna... So I didn't... I played like the first 38 minutes of that game. And I just wasn't feeling it. And I haven't really been feeling any of these last Far Cry's have been releasing. The one with the 2 chicks. Like the aesthetics. It was pretty, you know, all the flowers and everything. That was it. 5 didn't really catch my interest too much. And just, I feel like it's been another one that I might be forgetting. But I needed a break. Because all the Far Cry games, they're all very similar.
That's why I haven't played any since 4.
Right. So, and I actually like Primal. It was interesting. But it was the exact same map as 4. But yeah, now you got Far Cry 6. You got some star power in there. You got, like you and me say, we like that girl power. We got the female protagonist. She wrecking some shop.
As you just said, you don't like the 2 lady one.
Well, yeah, but that game just didn't look good.
I got you.
This lady at least looks kind of interesting.
It seemed to make as someone who didn't play it, the lady one seemed to just go in a direction like, wait, why now it's a nuclear wasteland? Like what just happened? It sort of did what that most recent Wolfenstein did, where I'm like, I like the idea of a two lady like protagonist kind of deal,
Right.
but I'm like, this isn't what the next Wolfenstein should have been.
Yeah, this should have been a different game or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exactly
As
what
someone who
I felt.
hasn't played either of them, I guess I can't say too much.
Yeah, but no, I mean the reviews speak for themselves, and so did the audience reception and everything. So
as someone who doesn't like Breath of the Wild, I mean, I don't know what you were
I've
talking
never
about
played it.
reviews.
I wanted to borrow it, and you threw it away.
I literally handed it to you.
Anyways, yeah, so I've been getting that Far Cry itch, and I'm a little sad that I haven't seen a wingsuit yet.
Isn't there a paraglider?
There was a paraglider.
Yeah, there's
so
no
there's
wingsuit,
that.
man.
But hey, you got a little Dutch hound. I think they're pronounced dachshunds, but whatever. You got the little dog there with the missing legs, and he's in the little wheelchair, and he's the distraction. You got I'll use the proper term, the rooster, and he's as a distraction. And you got the alligator. So you got 3 animals that you can use as pets. Distractions.
They showed 2 different trailers. Like there was one
They're showing too much of the game,
but they showed like one was like very like, oh, this is so serious and dramatic, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
yeah.
And then the next one was like, oh, look at this chicken.
Yeah.
Look at this dog. Like it just.
I feel like they're kind of at war with the story they're trying to tell, because the Giancarlo Esposito, like the main guy they got there as the main villain, like his story looks intense, right? But then you got chickens and dogs and stuff, so it's like I don't know.
I'm not sure the word for that, but there seems to be a clash.
Well, yeah,
They want to have.
I just said a war. It's the same thing.
I guess they want to have it, but they want to have it always. I don't know if that's the expression I should use.
They want to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, sure. And then they're a company that in the past, I think they may have changed their stance, but they've in the past been like, oh, we're not political.
Yeah, but they said recently that they are.
Okay, I just remember Watch Dogs Legion. Like, oh, this isn't political. I'm like, you're talking about like a government like overthrow, like being overthrown by this militia and all this in London during the Brexit time and everything. I'm like, guys,
Okay.
and then Far Cry even 4 had a lot of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're a company that,
And then
has
5
annoyed
itself
me.
was super political.
And
so
freaking
it's-
Rayman. I'm just joking. I'm still
when he
mad.
had to fight the Ku Klux Klan.
Every year, this is an aside. Every year, I keep thinking they're gonna show Rayman at E3, and it never happens. Like, oh,
Now here's your Rabbids.
that first game was good. It's a good game.
We're looking for great games here, Elmo. Not good.
They got great reviews.
Let's see.
You had no more.
That's it.
I got one more.
I mean, I can wing some stuff up, but I don't have anything.
Wingsuits and stuff. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh.
I still am surprised you didn't mention this, but I think this is a nice like final one we can both talk about.
Okay.
Because you're on the negative side and I'm on the positive side.
No, I'm very positive about
Guardians
the games
of the Galaxy.
I want to play that.
I'm not negative. I'm Felipe.
No, it didn't look good.
This is a studio that wants to probably make up for some of that Avengers.
Is it the same team?
No,
Oh, okay.
but it's the same publisher.
Yeah, no, I know that.
So they've like the Mercury Steam. I think they've got a little something to prove. And I like that it's a single player experience. So I think it's going to be a really tight gameplay experience because you're only controlling one character. Because the other one, that Avengers game had like, here's all these characters you can play as. Even though it wasn't that wide of a range, it was definitely more than one. And you got the one, you can really focus and hone in on making that combat good. And it's just going to be, I feel like this isn't a good enough term, but it just looks like it's going to be fun. Being in that universe will be a fun experience. And you seem to be not into this at all, so I'd love to know why.
No, I don't know, man. There's just something about it. It doesn't.
Star-Lord's hair is pretty awful.
It's terrible.
It's awful.
A lot of the visuals are interesting choices, but whatever. They're trying to make their own Guardians. I'll accept that, and that's fine. It just doesn't. It looks like it needs a lot more polish, and being that it's coming out in October,
That was a surprise.
they're not gonna get that polish that they need unless this is, sometimes at E3 they prepare those demos from a long time ago just to get it ready. So maybe that's an older demo, but it just looked a little clunky, and the gameplay itself wasn't there. The humor was a little
The humor's always going to be a weird, especially in a trailer.
Of course.
But isn't this
But I was talking about just the humor and even just the gameplay itself. I mean, there's a lot of jokes, and it was fine. I do like that there's why I like the Life is Strange so much. Like, there's like the dialogue choices and then how that affects things. So I am intrigued. I would like to play it.
Mm-hmm.
You better let me borrow it. I ain't buying that.
I really like that they have committed to. There's one ending to this game.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, there's different ways to get there, but this isn't some sort of Mass Effect problem where they're like
overselling. I would assume so. I mean, that's ultimately, I guess not really. A lot of
strange studios it's your ending, but this is like no, there's different ways to get there.
Yeah,
but we're gonna have a setting. So I feel like there's gonna be quality. There's gonna be different ways to get there, but that ending will. It's a story that I'm not worried about the ending. I'm going to trust that they've got a solid plan. Okay. They're not relying on what I did and all this other stuff.
The game looks like it's late PS3, early PS4.
No.
That's what it looks like.
If you played Strangers of Paradise, I don't think that's the name. No, what's Final Fantasy, the Chaos game. Now that...
Yeah, okay. Dude, that looks early PS3.
Dude, I played it, and it's unfortunate that the opening like tutorial area is like this like wheat field, and I'm like, this looks awful. And it gets a little better when it gets better when you leave there. And
of course, I'm sure.
But I'm like, why did you start with this? Like what? Anyway.
All right, yeah, you're right. When you compare it to that looks like next gen.
That is PS3.
I don't know, dude. There's just something off about the fluidity of this game, and it's just missing. Like I said, it's just missing polish. Like it just needs some refinement. Like stuff needs to look a little smoother.
I mean, they've got time.
It's weird because like I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I'm very happy that they have that is single player. Like you said, they have the one ending, so they're gonna keep a fairly cohesive and
cohesive
direct
is a good
story. And then we just have some fun in there, sprinkle some.
Everything's in place for it to be good. You're just saying it looks a little rough, but like a little janky. But
like I'm calling it. Like at least unless something significantly changes from here and when that game comes out, that Metacritic.
Okay.
I'm calling it.
What are you calling it?
It's gonna be at the highest, absolute highest, 82.
That's pretty good.
It is.
That's pretty good.
But that's the absolute highest. What I think is going to be a 76.
Okay. I don't...
What is that thing you say? Take it to the bank.
Do I say that?
I think you've said that once.
Sure. Probably. I say a lot of words.
And keep in mind, that's not bad.
No, you want it to fail. I got it.
No.
You hate Square Enix. You hate you hate the Tomb Raider team.
I like the Tomb
Is this
Raider
them?
games. I don't know.
It's Eidos Montreal.
That's Tomb Raider?
But you know what? Let's find out.
Okay.
You keep talking about how much you hate.
No, see, that's the thing. That's the problem with how you grade things. You think that when something is, this is in regards to like your scale when we give like a review score.
Okay.
You do that terrible 5-star scale, 5-point scale.
Uh-huh.
You think that a game that's a 70 or a 60 or even a movie in case of Raya.
You also, I'm also.
You think that means it's terrible?
I'm also a teacher. You gotta remember that. And when you're seeing C's on a lot of things,
so you give stars?
What? I don't control the grading system.
My gosh. Anyways, you think that when a game is like 70 or 60, you think it's automatically a terrible game? That's not what that means. That's what you said when I gave my score for spoilers.
No, you gave it a 6 and I tried to bump it up.
I gave it a 6.5.
I was trying to get it to a 7. We're talking about Raya, by the way.
Well, we could have kept it vague.
This is Eidos Montreal does seem to be Tomb Raider, Deus Ex.
Okay. The game is still gonna be good. It won't be terrible, but like you thinking that when I said 77, so you want it to fail? That's not.
I'm being dramatic. I'm just being dramatic.
Okay.
I'm being sarcastic.
But you weren't in the other cast, so anyways.
Well, you gave it a 6. I was trying to get it to a 7.
6.5.
I was trying to get it. I thought it was worthy of a 7. Regardless, let me tell you. I'm gonna try.
So mad with that.
I'm gonna try and fight you though. You like those Tomb Raider games, but what was your problem with Tomb Raider? It was also like they had probably the same engine and sequels and everything. But regardless, what was your problem with those Tomb Raider games?
Did I say that I had problems with them?
you sure weren't in love with them. They were definitely.
I really liked the
flaws
last
with-
one.
but the story.
Oh yeah, there's no freaking like you don't know who anyone is.
Yeah, this one.
You know why you know who these people are? Because you just saw like 8
That's
movies
not
on them.
true.
That is true. I wouldn't know who these people are if it wasn't for the movies.
I
would learn.
That's a debate we can't have because those movies exist.
This is I get what you're trying to do there with comparing the same studio or whatever, but the whole point is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
These Guardians are going to be together. This is Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to be with the group of people.
That you can build a story around. I know freaking Jonah's name, even though he's not worth my time.
Because she says it every
I
18
know, it's
seconds,
not-
Elmo.
But but I feel like we're comparing apples and oranges. I'm
Yeah,
just
I don't know
saying
why you brought
this
up
is
that comparison.
this is a developer that's shown they can do some good gameplay, but their problem has been cast. They are now given this great cast to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So
with preset ideas of what they're supposed to
Right,
be like,
so-
and they're kind of, for the most part, following.
So there's a recipe for some good here.
Yes.
Because they have the tools in place to make it good.
I agree with you.
So, yeah.
It does not look polished. That's all I'm trying to say.
Mhm. But
And
this-
because of
we
that, I
also
think
got
that
some
will
time to
affect the
fix it.
gameplay because I've seen that gameplay. It did not look good to me.
Does it come out tomorrow?
What's today?
It comes out October. So there's time. That's all I'm saying.
I already brought that up though. That's a pointless argument. But
Again,
whatever.
There's time to fix.
Keep in
your
mind-
problem is the polish, and they might
Unlike
fix it.
unlike you, when you're negative, I
Mhm.
actually want things to do good.
Shut up. Shut up.
I want this game to be great. I would love to be wrong. I want this Metacritic to be not. I want to be blown.
You
away.
really like Metacritic.
I don't. I'm inside baseball here. I don't use Metacritic.
That's
ever.
not. Do you bring it up all the time?
I bring it up.
I
because,
believe you don't use it though.
Yeah, I don't. I just I go to IGN. That's about it. But that is the best way to get a general consensus of what everyone thinks about a certain thing. What in this case being does Metacritic? No, it's Rotten Tomatoes for movies.
It's
but
there are some flaws with the system.
Of
but
course, of course.
That is one avenue to get some consensus.
Yeah, I mean it's where everyone puts all the reviews, and because of all the average scores that they give, you give a score based on that. So that is the easiest way instead of just going, well, IGN said this. Well, Giant Bomb said this.
But they only take percentages into account, which makes some skewed problem. But again, there is some consensus there.
Yeah, I like I said, it's not a perfect system, but it's the best I think that gives it.
But the listener does not know that you bring up this debate topic. You use it as a debate point
I'm just saying.
often. When I'll
I'm
tell you
just saying.
what, sometimes opinions will differ, and I'm just telling you, keep an open mind. And you seem to have it, but you definitely are Mr. Negative these days, and I love it. So I need to hear more of it because it's nice to swap.
It's good. The power.
Any final mentions here?
No, I don't have anything that I could sit here and think. But
Far
we'll
Cry was
about
going to
it.
be the wait. You didn't mention that, so everything on my list was mentioned.
There's little stuff
Yeah,
here and
there's
there.
little
I don't
stuff
mind
that
playing,
I don't
but
know enough about.
That's
yet.
the stuff that I look forward to
Mhm.
the most.
So what? How about let's end with this? What's your top three?
Top three.
Top three you're most
Kina by far.
excited for this year?
Kina.
Kina.
Bridge of Spirits.
I keep thinking that Trina, long hair's red, Kina. So whenever that comes out, I'll keep doing that.
Okay. Let's not
Long
do that.
bow. Continue.
Light arrows. And so there's that one. Horizon if it comes out. What was the other one? Hang on.
Man, the Horizon's a risky.
Oh, Life is Strange. Of course. I don't know why I even forgot. Life is Strange for sure. I just love those games so much that I trust this team that they're going to do a good job with this new one. And each one just gets better.
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling with.
You gotta play two, man.
That's kind of my feeling with the Guardians, like we mentioned. Like I trust that studio, and
Okay.
same with Mercury Steam, the Metroid.
Okay.
So I guess if you mind
How
if
about
I
you?
go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Number 1, Metroid. I'm telling you, there's just the stars are aligning for this to be a breakout performance.
Okay.
Number 2, Doki. No, I'm just I'm definitely intrigued by that for sure. No, but number 2 would have to be Guardians of the Galaxy. And then you're taking pictures. What are you taking pictures of?
You have to point it out in the cast.
Oh,
It's my Snapchat.
he's. And then number 3 would probably be that Shin Megami Tensei.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
You're not gonna be playing your Switch at all this year, it seems.
Kazuya. And whatever the next Smash character is.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, what game is that? I thought it was Kina. But
No.
you're talking about Tekken.
Super Smash. I'm talking about Super Smash.
Tekken within Super Smash Brothers.
Correct. Yes.
And then that last character is going to happen this year as well.
Yep.
Apparently.
We'll see what
you would
that
think.
is.
All right. We're gonna wrap it up
Should
here.
we do any predictions right here, or should we save it for another?
That's another cast.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening.
Hopefully this helped you survive the rest of this year. Post E3.
Oi, Mom, I'm gotta survive.
You changed that accent.
You listen to it, sweetie. Listen to the educated discussions. Keep it educated.
And subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube, Twitter,
Comment on this.
Spotify's,
iTunes.
Pandora.
No, because Pandora's still. I checked as of a few days ago. It could change, but this was some time ago. Said still in review. So I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna call Mr. Pandora.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Well, Pan's his first name.
That's what I said, Mr. Pandora.
Well, that's his daughter's name, Pan and Dora.
All right. Keep it educated.
Keep it discussed.
Just keep talking, right?
All right.
And as we talk, I'm gonna turn these knobs all the way down. Try to keep my voice the same way, and we'll hear if it changes